same old shit. Just once, please. Can you try? Try your hardest to make this interesting.
Whoa. What the fuck is this?
Carnices. You're gonna give me that.
This is Juliana. Juliana hates you. You have no idea why she hates you. I have no idea why she hates you. But what I do know is that she's here to make sure you don't break the loop, whatever the fuck that means. So today, we're going to talk about it, and this is Pleasantly Twisted, giving you a review about Deathloop. I was somehow blessed with a key for Deathloop over the last couple of days, and I am ecstatic to be doing this review for you right now. But yeah, Juliana literally hates you, and you have no idea why. You don't remember why. All your memories wiped. You have no idea what even is happening. You just know that she is here to stop you. The titular protag of the game Deathloop by the name of Cole. So there's a few things that need to be unpacked here out the gate that wasn't quite clear from the jump, but that's going to be okay for a lot of people. This is a single player game and it does have multiplayer elements. We'll get into a little bit later on what that means when we get to the menu screen. But you're going to play as Cole, and your job is to go through a never-ending loop to try and figure out how to 86 said never-ending loop. It's kind of like that meme from Always Sunny with Charlie and all the red string. That's this game in a nutshell. You're trying to figure out all the pieces you need to get the job done before the loop ends, because in order to get the job done, you have to complete it all within one loop. So in the single player mode, you play as Cole and you break the loop. Again, you go through 4 different segments of the day. When you reach the end of the day, you automatically die. You start your day over. There's a lot of really cool and intricate mechanics that come with that to make it interesting that I was very, very concerned about until about maybe my, I'll say 3rd hour of playthrough or so. Now, you can play as Juliana, but that is only as kind of the antagonist. You invade other people's worlds, and you try to stop other Coles from breaking the loop. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed by that because I would have loved to have a story arc with Juliana. But the entire premise of the story is you start on the beach, you go through the 4 segments of the day, which is morning, noon, afternoon, and evening, and your task is to figure out how in the world do I break this damn loop. Juliana says you're not going to do it, so naturally your response is you got to do it. You got to do it. You don't have a choice. You have to track down a couple of Visionaries. These are people who help put together the loop, and naturally you have to just go forth and murder face them, because that's always the solution when you have to solve problems, is you probably have to wind up murking several people in the process, and there's nothing you can do about it. Every time that you pass through a segment of the day, you get a nice screen like this that says, hey, you've completed it, here's your little update, and then you get a results screen at the end that shows whether or not you survived and any type of noteworthy things that you've done during the day. So if you found any type of specific clues, anything special or unique about your surroundings, it'll go through any type of guns that you've picked up, any type of special items, any type of perks, which are called slabs in this game. That'll be where you keep all of your, I shouldn't say keep, that'll be the name of all of your powers and all the things that you can do. And you can kind of go to a loadout screen to review all the items that you have. It's very straightforward, very easy to follow. The game spends about a good, I'll say maybe an hour walking you through all of this so that you know how to make your Always Sunny red tape game work the way as the good Lord intended. They let you track all your leads. You have visionary leads. You also have leads for your upgrades. And I personally think it's a lot of fun. Now, this is going to probably get a lot of mixed reactions once it's finally released, if only because my biggest concern that I see right now is people getting tired of having to rerun the loop. You get the 4 segments, and you also get 4 different areas over time, giving you a total of 16 different loadouts. Every single section is going to be different depending on the time of day that you're in. And as you can see here, this is where you keep all your weapons. This is your loadout screen. You can take different items with you into a loaded area, but once you get into that area, you can't change anything. So you have to be really, really mindful about what you're taking, which is helpful with the loops because it gives you the opportunity to learn how to do things. Speaking of how to do things, true to the Dishonored series and many others by Arcane, they give you a multitude of ways to play the game. Maybe you're a stealthy type. Maybe you're a running and gunning type. Maybe you just don't know what in the world you want to do. But like you would play in the Dishonored series, you can be stealthy, but you don't have to be stealthy. And that's a lot of fun because, again, you get 16 biomes to work with. So sometimes you want to play like this. Or you play like this. You know, sometimes you just got to go up and murder people. Just that's how it be. Take a shotgun and say, I'm done with all this. But then, you know, maybe on occasion, you want to play it like this. You want to be violent, but you also don't want people to know exactly that you're violent. So you have a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot of different pathways. And again, every time of day will alter how you're going to actually engage the game. So here you can see, this is the same as the first area that I was in the earlier parts of the video, but now it's in the evening time. So it's covered in snow, there's a completely different landscape, but there's also a ton more enemies, and it's much more dangerous. You gotta watch your kneecaps, like, that's just sloppy. I don't know what you were thinking. But nonetheless, you can see with every single day, things change. And you can see a discovery just came up. Those discoveries come up as hints for the next thing to do when you're figuring out how to find all of these visionaries. And the hints are really unique specifically because you can get them from almost anything. You can get hints from documents that you find on the floor. You can get hints from weapons that you pick up off of enemies. Sometimes killing certain enemies will give you different hints saying, hey, these people that you killed, they were working on something very, very specific. And maybe that's something that would interest you in the grand scheme of things. Who knows? But you can always go back and check. And that's kind of why I personally like the loops, because it gives you a chance to go back and visit things. And then sometimes you get visitors, like Juliana. Now, typically your Julianas will be online players. They will be online players. But in the event that you're a scrub tier like me and you want to play your single player game by yourself, you can leave it in just single player mode, and the Julianas will be controlled by the AI. So there is a stipulation to Juliana as well. She can only invade you so many times in one loop, so you don't have to worry about being constantly invaded by Julianas. And as you can see here, we picked up a slab, and now we have what's called shift. This is your reminder, though, that as you're playing through the game, you will have to restart every loop, and the biggest downfall is that with every loop, you lose everything that you've learned and you've done. So you can gain a bunch of items, but when that loop ends, you start over. Literally. No, I wasn't joking. You start over. Now, there is, for what it's worth, there is a way to fix that. And that is just through natural story progression. You don't have to worry about, oh no, I have to start over every single time. They do give you a mechanic in the core storyline that allows you to maintain weapons throughout every single loop. That's why you see these little hourglasses on your items here. Anything that has an hourglass, it is not going to be saved when you start the loop over. But if it does not have an hourglass, it is safe and it is preserved. And the way that you preserve it is, as you can see in the upper right, is with an item called Residium. I'm not going to go into the heavy details because this is an embargo review. I'm letting you see the Residium, but I'm not going to tell you how to get it. Just know that if you follow the story, you will get it. And that's great because then you can go into loops with better equipment and better ideas of what you want to use and how you want to use it. This also gives you the opportunity to memorize how certain locations are going to be and say, okay, well, I know that this area is going to be pretty densely populated, but with a lot of people who are at a distance, so maybe I will take that super sexy purple sniper that I found. That might be the play. You'll be able to equip the slabs that you keep and preserve. You'll be able to equip the guns, different trinkets that'll do things like weapon recoil, faster reload speed. You even get an opportunity to dual wield as you progress through the game. I personally didn't dual wield a lot because once I got in my comfort zone, I kind of just did the sneaky machete stabby thing. And here you can see this is kind of like your quest tracker. Once you've fulfilled a full quest line, it'll show you the branching lines into your next set of leads. Y'all thought I was playing when I said this is the Charlie red string of games. But it's fun. It's fun. I think it's fun, I should say. So kind of revisiting some of the other items, just as a recap, the story is really straightforward. You're Cole, you want to end the loop. You have no idea why you need to end the loop. You don't know why Juliana wants to kill you. You just know that you need to find hints, clues, and information to end said loop and that people have to die in order for that loop to be ended. I would be remiss to say I don't think this is going to get a lot of mixed feelings, if only because of the part where if you want to make solid progress, you do have to repeat loops. Now, you're on time frames, but you're not being timed. So even though you're exploring an area in the morning time, you're not required to do that within so many minutes or so many seconds, and the day will change on you. If you go into an area in the daytime, you are free to roam around and explore that area to its fullest extent until you go back to the exit and you choose to move time forward. You can also skip time frames if you want to go straight to a certain part. Like if you are just itching to go to an area in the evening time, go for it. You can just skip to the evening time. But be forewarned, time can go forward. However, it cannot go backwards. So you have to be really wise about that. Your residium doesn't carry over either. So you have to make sure you use all your residium before you restart your loop, or else it goes bye-bye. It runs off of a 3 strikes and you're out policy. If you look on the left side there where it says ×2, that means you get 2 deaths, and after that second death, if you die a 3rd time, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you automatically restart the loop. Doesn't matter if you were almost done with that area. Doesn't matter if you had 11 billion residium. You died 3 times in one segment, you're out. Nice thing about that, however, is if you do a segment and get back to the exit, you will get those tries back. And if a Juliana invades you and you kill her, you get your tries back. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. I had a really good time playing the review. I can't wait to hear how y'all feel about the review. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of additional side quests that you can do. There's a lot of additional cookies and bonuses you can find. But I cannot wait more than anything to watch speedrunners tear this up, because this is pretty much, what did we say it was? It's kind of like if Dead Cells met Dishonored. You're running around, you're stealthing, you're doing the thing, but you have to do it on roguelike terms almost. It's fun. I think it's fun. And it was a good time. It was a great time. It does take a little getting used to for everything, but once you're up and moving, once you've rebound all of your stuff, once you've got everything laid out, you're good to go. It's absolutely fantastic. And the dialogue between characters is A+, absolutely stunning. Juliana is a top-tier trash talker, and I love her to pieces, even though I'm going to inevitably have to kill her. And I can't wait to get into more of this. I want to hear about y'all getting into more of this too. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. But that's all I have to say really about Deathloop. All in all, I think it's fun. I think it's a good time. If you don't do well with repetition, it may not be your bag of chips. But if you like fun puzzles, McShooty things, I think you'll have a good time playing this. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and follow. We're growing the YouTube channel again, y'all.